All right, what up, YouTube? So it's another day, and the prior day working on the timing chain or timing belt and doing everything. I was definitely, I wouldn't say misinformed. I was definitely unprepared. I should have done more research. I should have been a lot more on the ball, I guess you would say, and knowing what I was doing, right? So it's been a few days. I've done research. I think I have a better idea of what I'm doing now. I know how to remove things or how to go about replacing the timing belt. Am I going to be an expert? No. But I think it'll go a lot more smoothly today. So hopefully we'll push through it, get it done.
It's mass throttle, driving fast, taking control. Whoa, yeah.
I've already done actually extra work on the car on my lunch break, a couple lunch breaks. I removed the header or the manifold, and so I can get a new exhaust in there. I'll have to grab the old exhaust because it was bad. Like the catalytic converter and everything was pretty rusty. The manifolds are fine for the car as is. I'm thinking I'm going to be doing pretty large exhaust out the back. I don't want it to sound ricer or high pitched or anything, but I don't want to buy an exhaust twice. So if I put together an exhaust now for future engine swaps or power gains, we should be good. So, yep, so let's get the cracking. I want to try to knock out as much of the timing belt as I can before I end it for the night. All right, so basically where we left off, I felt like I was at a standstill or a confusion point due to the fact that I thought I would have to get a bolt to remove this. I don't think, well, I know I won't. I think they said it's a 13 millimeter and it's four, wow, that feels like a lot of bolts. And then this will just pop off, the crank pulley. And then the dampener. Also, I was having issues, let's move that out of the way, with making sure that I lined up timing. Well, something else that I learned was I have the first gen or an older version of the cam gear. And the cam gear, they make newer ones where there's a line indicator on the ribs for the belt. Mine is an arrow that is completely down here, which maybe I'll try to get a camera view in there. And that marks it. Horrible, honestly, because it's a little hard to see, and my engine runs like a diesel apparently, and it was covered in soot. So I couldn't even tell where the indication mark was without further cleaning. So I cleaned everything up, some of them, and I'm able to make sure that my timing is actually spot on, and the car seems to be in time. So you can see the line, the arrow, actually does meet the indication mark. So the arrow is right there, and the indication mark's there. So if you can tell, we're on timing, or both lines meet up. So the car's timed correctly. As well as down here, there is an indication mark that comes off the belt right here, and that goes to the line in between the 0 and the T, I believe it is. So I don't know, my light's probably not helping, but so the car's timed. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and remove these bolts down here. If I can even get to them, I can, but let's see if I can even. Oh, nice. Okay. Let's do this. I think it was a 22 millimeter. Yeah, definitely 22. So I just moved the car out of timing. So we're gonna move it back. It should. Interesting. I have an extra washer for some reason, so that's cool. All right, now this is another pulley. I think this just comes off. There's no. There we go. Yep. Oh, that's got some girth to it. That just comes right off. Cool. Now we can just take this cover off like that. Boom. And we can get to all of the timing belt now. I'm trying to pull my flashlight out, but you can see down in there. And this timing belt, I mean, this thing is rough. I think you can even see, maybe not, how worn it is. So I have a good feeling that they haven't done it for a very long time. Okay. And from here, I believe we can now, I don't think we want to remove, I think maybe we can remove this. I don't think we want to remove the belt. Or we do. Okay, yeah, we're going to go ahead and remove the belt. And timing is still in time. I probably could come up a little bit. I don't know if I want to move it now. Well, so if we were to put this back on, this only goes in one way because there's a keyhole right here. Oh, my bad, a little too high. So the keyhole goes right there, and that's where this slips on. So there's no other way to slip this into correct position. So the only reason I'm doing this is to make sure it's still in time, but I can't without, I don't think so, without this being right there, because that line, there's no other indication right there. So as long as that is there, that's correct. Yeah, so that is slightly out of time. So we're just going to go ahead and bump it forward correctly so then everything lines up like it should. That seems crazy. No? Yeah, it is, because this, pretty sure it needs to be further back, right? Yeah. I mean, that's pretty spot on actually right there. So I should be pretty close right now with how it sits. All right, so I got that, the crank pulley and everything off. Next thing I want to do is I did hold this right here. I hold the crankshaft down, and then I took, where'd it go? I took a number 8 or H3 Allen key right here because I plan on doing the camshaft seal as well. I held this down so I don't lose my timing, right? And then I broke it loose. I already did that off camera just because I wanted to make sure, you know, I was going through everything. But yeah, it's actually super easy. Once you hold that down, break that, it'll come right out. From there, we're going to move into the tensioner. Some of the parts just seem really old, right? Like this camshaft gear. They advise that you replace this with a newer one. Am I going to? No, because I don't plan on running this engine more than at least 2 summers, right? So, and I don't plan on really, the name of the channel is Mash Throttle. So I probably will be beating the crap out of this thing. And if it blows, it blows. That just makes me have to engine swap it quicker, right? But no, I don't really plan on doing too much crazy stuff with this engine anyways. So I'm not going to replace this. It doesn't look horrible. I've seen pictures of other ones and they look way more rusted. So I'd probably replace it then. But a new one is $100 and it's used, right? So a newer version. So yeah, anyways, it's a 13 millimeter socket for the tensioner. We're gonna go ahead and remove the tensioner. So how to remove it, what you're gonna do is you're gonna loosen it just to break tension off the belt, right? So we're going to loosen this. There's this bolt here. You're gonna loosen it and then you're gonna retighten it, right? Does that make sense? No, but you are. So there's another one in between the tensioner and the water pump. All right, so that should move. Oh, it's got a lot of tension on it. So good thing I brought a pry bar. We're gonna get in here, right here. In between, there's like a little bolt. Maybe I need to loosen it a little bit more, because that's pretty tight. Yeah, bolt's right there. Not even on the bolt. Should be. See if I can do it the other way. There we go. Yeah, so that really took off the tension off the belt, and then I'm going to tighten it back up. Maybe. Yeah, there we go. So we're tightening the bolt back up to the tensioner. That way the belt stays loose. There we go. And I can just pull that belt right off. You know what my uncle used to tell me? If you're trying too hard and trying to force something, it's probably not correct. All right, so from there, should be able to remove this tensioner now. Oh, that's something we want to make sure. So on the tensioner, there's a spring. Let's make sure that spring doesn't go flying. It looks like tension's off of it. Yep, cool, okay. So there is that spring, and wow. Oh, my bad, not even looking at the camera. I can clean it up and see what it looks like, but I'll be honest, I think it might be worth just buying a new one. I'm sure they're not that much. Okay, there's the other one. And that looks like it's got, someone put some silicone on that. Alright, from there, I think we can probably go ahead and remove this because we're going to be replacing the cam gear, or the cam seal, like I said. And it should just pop right out. Right, so there's the bolt for that, bolt for the cam gear. And boom, right there, there's that part. I think this is what the rotor attaches to. And this should just rotate right off. Yep. Yeah, and I mean, it is kind of rusty. And to be honest, I probably could clean it up and paint it. Is it worth it? Probably not. Should I replace it? If I was going to keep the engine in here, yes. So those look like two. So this is where the seal is. The seal actually doesn't look like it's leaking or anything, so that's good. Probably clean up a little silicone around the head right here. Yeah, look at that. I swear I'm working on a diesel. Well, great. Crap. Well, shoot. Gosh dang. That's a good friggin' seal, huh? Shoot. Don't want to do that either. That was dumb. Don't do that. Interesting. How would one go about removing that? All right, so I'm going to go ahead and remove that hose. Probably should have removed it a while ago, to be honest. It'd be nice to get some fresh parts in here. This thing is crusty, that is for sure. Honestly, probably need some new hoses too while we're at it, but I'm gonna look them over, see how they look. All I can say is either, I mean, I definitely went, I think I went a little too aggressive, right? I think there was a better way to do that than me taking a screwdriver and tapping, or the Allen key and tapping like a chisel. I've seen where people just try to rotate it, like they tap, and try to rotate it out. But this was tight. And I don't know, maybe this part was just bad and it needed to be replaced anyways. So I'm gonna see if I can find a new one. Hopefully you can find the whole piece and the seal already together. That'd be great. If not, I can press, obviously not on this one, I can press the new seal in because I have a new seal. But that was on there tight. And I do think that was on there too tight. I'm gonna clean up around here. I don't think I really scored the head. It doesn't look scored, but that is bad. Make sure that there's no metal or anything on the camshaft or nearby. Clean that out, but unfortunately now I have to wait for a new part. So I'll try to get that ordered as soon as I can. But in the meantime, I'll clean the area, remove the water pump. So the water pump needs to come out. And I have some crank shaft seals, and I don't know exactly how to remove those. I want to say it's those gears right there, but I don't even know if I'm going to be able to get to those or what. But I have to look, and we'll see. Slowly but surely, we're getting through this. I feel like this should not take this long to do, right? We're learning. It's fun. There's been a few frustrating moments so far with the car, but nothing to really make me mad. Like, honestly, when I removed the manifold, I had 3 bolts that rounded off underneath, and I had to cut them out. I tried to use like grit, what's it called? Sure Grip or whatever it's called. I think it's like basically ground iron and a liquid. You pour it on, put a nut or a socket over it, and it's supposed to help grit it. It's really good for screws. And I just couldn't seem to get it. I just didn't have a good angle. So I ended up just grinding them out and pulled it off, and thankfully the head's fine, obviously, but all the studs came out real easy. So I got new studs, put the new studs in, and the header will look cool. I don't plan on getting any power from it. If anything, it might hurt me on power, but we'll see. Yeah, we're getting there. So let's keep trucking on, and mistakes were made, but we can keep going. Probably a part that should have been replaced anyways.
Thunder roll. It's smash throttle driving fast, taking control.